Stop, don't do that. If you have old soil in your balcony pots, or for example, soil left after tomatoes that grew beautifully last year, don't throw it away. Today, I'll show you with 5 ingredients how to turn that into something that will give your plants truly amazing energy. A bag of soil at the market or garden center costs about 25-30 zlotys for 50 liters. How much of that soil do you have in your balcony pots that you can use? You definitely have a few such bags, so with my advice, you'll save a few hundred zlotys this year. Today I'll show you a recipe for a super regenerative mix. With a few products, we'll create a new soil blend based on the same old one. Before we do a little magic here and use these magical ingredients, I encourage you to write whether you throw away old soil or if you regenerate it. And right after that, I encourage you to click subscribe. If you haven't done it yet, because we're heading towards 200,000. And remember my promise, when we reach 200,000 subscribers, we'll do a project that hasn't been done yet on Polish YouTube. The soil that you had last season in your plantings, in ornamental plants, or for example in the vegetable garden, is basically now deprived of most of its mineral value. There are no elements here to nourish the plants. It's just a base that is currently still holding those old roots. We need to use certain elements to strengthen this soil. Look, it's actually hydrophobic. If I pour water on it, the water behaves like mercury, forming a lens, and then it doesn't soak in, it just runs off the sides. We need to do these treatments to strengthen the soil and make it absorb water. We loosen the old root ball, it can even be a few pots worth, so that we can see what's inside. There are various roots, both smaller and larger. Depending on which pot you take apart, you'll find both bigger and smaller roots. Of course, we leave the remains of the plant itself and we pick out the dead parts, meaning the bigger, thicker roots from our mix. We leave the small roots because those will decompose and create organic matter. Old soil taken out of the pots. I have about 10 liters of it here, and it's been cleaned of the bigger roots. Now I've added about 20-30% of the cheapest soil you can buy, or my own compost, to it. And this is our base, the first ingredient of our mix. Unassuming gray, not much to look at, but just imagine the energy and power it will bring here. In our mix, basalt meal is 100% natural. It's ground volcanic rock that contains an incredible amount of minerals. Additionally, it's great for plant production, it's beneficial for them, and it supports the development of those good aerobic bacteria. We add about 2 large handfuls for this amount. The second ingredient, old soil, is very depleted, so it needs that kind of rocket fuel. I have here granulated manure. It can be cow or chicken manure. This is pure nitrogen, which will make the plants, when they start to root, grow really like crazy. For this amount of our mix, I also add 2 big handfuls. We already have minerals, we have fertilizer, we have the base, so now we should give it all a little bit of breathing room. I have 3 products here that we can use. You can use them interchangeably, but you can also mix them together. I have vermiculite, I have perlite, and I have expanded clay, all of which make the mix looser and allow it to breathe. Vermiculite, which is clay-based and processed into a sort of accordion shape, gives the soil breathability and absorbs water, which it then gently and subtly releases to the plants. Perlite, which is rock-based, has similar properties. It really loosens up the mix, absorbs water, and then releases it later. We also have a third element, which is expanded clay. Its main job is to loosen up the whole mix, allowing water to drain nicely and making it easy for the roots to penetrate. I'm going to use a little bit of all three, really just a handful of each. Let's see. My soil is mixed. The cost of the products I use to improve the quality of the old potting soil is at most 6 zlotys. Actually, 2 handfuls of each of these products is really about 50 groszy each. If you buy in larger packages at garden centers, that's the whole cost. So you've saved money this year, or you will save if you make your own mix like this. In a moment, I'll show you one more element that should be included here. Do you remember the water test when the water was running off that old mix? Now we need to fix that. Don't plant in this dust because it's still just dust. You need to water it and mix it well, so we're pouring water on it. And in a moment, we'll be doing what I like the most, which is getting our hands a little dirty. Because remember, dirty hands mean a clear mind. Now I basically have the mixture ready. I've added water. The texture should be such that if I make a ball and tap it a little, it falls apart nicely, but it doesn't fall apart on its own. So the mixture is basically ready. And with this tray, I save 40 zlotys. So I hope you'll do it this way too, and prepare your soil like this, as I said. Dirty hands, clear mind. Follow this hashtag, especially on Instagram, because it will be a new series of short videos where I'll be talking about how working with soil and plants clears our minds. And if you already have such thoughts, write how it is for you. Does working in the garden give you that kind of relief? Does it clear your mind? Because I've been trying to show this for several years now in the WOW Garden series, and of course we'll be creating this series again this year. So even now, I encourage you to clear your mind by working in the soil, and think about whether you'd like to share your story in my WOW Garden series. The time to apply has come. Talk to you soon.